The prisoner was supposed to be put down by lethal injection, but after getting 3 drugs in a row, his veins suddenly bulged up. Blood started pouring out of his chest. This clearly violated the rules of euthanasia. It was straight up murder. The police immediately launched an investigation. Turns out the drugs had been swapped beforehand. Even creepier, there was a message written on the syringe. "You can't fight fate." The prosecutor on scene looked deep in thought. He clearly remembered. 10 years ago, the prisoner's partner Tony had said those exact same words in court. Soon, the cops set their sights on Tony. At the time, Tony was at home getting high when he saw the news that his fall guy had died horribly on the gurney. But right then, he got a strange phone call. He thought it was just some random call, until the voice told him to look out the window. Cops were already closing in on him. If he didn't want to get caught, he had to do exactly as the voice said. Tony rushed to throw on his clothes, then followed the instructions to get to the rooftop. Before leaving, he even fired a couple shots at the cops. Next, the caller told him to wipe his prints off the gun and ditch it. Tony made his way to an old abandoned factory. There was a police car parked out front, and the cop inside was unconscious. Tony grabbed his gun, yelled at him to wake up. The officer had no choice but to do what he was told. Soon the car was speeding toward the outskirts of the city. Tony planned to kill him and clean up the mess, but then the phone rang again. It was the mystery man, and it turned out, the cop sitting next to him was the caller all along. He ripped off his wig and revealed his face. It was the same guy Tony had beaten nearly to death 10 years ago during a home invasion, but the court never gave Tony the death sentence. He only served 3 years, because back then, the justice system was already falling apart in America. The so-called democracy favored those who knew how to game the law. Prosecutor Nick was especially ambitious. He built his reputation on a 95% conviction rate, and it was him who handled this case back then. He could have easily pushed both criminals toward the death penalty, but just to keep his record clean, he accepted a plea deal from the defense attorney.